Good evening, I'm Duke Root, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. Nebraska soccer continues its 2026 season with a home match against in-state foe Omaha on Thursday, August 27th at 7:05 p.m., and a road bout at Kansas State on Sunday, August 30th at 6:30 p.m. Thursday's match will stream on Big Ten Plus and on the radio on 90.3 KRNU. Sunday's match at Kansas State will be available on ESPN Plus. The Big Ten has passed a rule that stops players returning from the NFL from playing for one of its schools. Any player who has declared for the NFL draft and did not withdraw, appeared on an NFL roster, or signed a contract with a pro league cannot be on a Big Ten roster. The league announced this today in a statement. The Big Ten's athletic directors unanimously approved this rule. Our sports sticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through the retirement of your dreams. Local advisors at Discipline Process, the Retirement Compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Coming up next is Hour 1 of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by McKinnis Roofing and Sheet Metal, helping homeowners and businesses protect what matters most for over 45 years.
10 on the play clock. Raiola sends a man in motion right to left. That's Shakori Barney. Takes a snap, fade route, back run to the end zone. 50-50 ball. Was it caught? Touchdown, Huskers. Fade route, back right of the end zone. Going up high to make the catch, Isaiah Hunter for the Husker touchdown.
Buchtenfeld, guarded by Davis, hands it off. Price has got it, reverses left side, Jacobson. He jab steps, he drives, he kicks. Now Hoiberg driving, kicking, right corner, Price. Put it up and down. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Times a zillion. 27-14. Bryce Sanford is putting on a clinic.
3-2 Nebraska over Texas Tech. Top of the 7th. From to the line. Her 2-2. Terry takes over the outside corner. Cold strike 3. Down goes Terry. Down goes Tech. And the Huskers have taken down the top-ranked team in the country for the second time in 2 weeks.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
And welcome into Sports Nightly. We've got a big night coming up for you here tonight because it is the first official Danny Busboom Kelly, the Husker Volleyball Show, coming up for you at 7 o'clock. So Kyle and me for an hour, and then you have JB and DBK. I mean, it just does not get any better than that.
That is a dynamic duo, as we put it.
We're the opening act for.
We are the opening act. This is the one where you're still in the concourse, you're getting your refreshments, you're, getting your extra texts, firing off extra texts, and then the lights go down.
To the restroom, all the things, yeah.
We are the restroom. So that's what we are.
Well, can't wait for that. So again, Husker Volleyball, be on the air on Thursday night. It feels like we just had those conversations for their internal media day, but then it also feels like they've been practicing for forever. So, but I'm so excited to see how this event goes down on Thursday with just the 3 sets and then playing you don't know who you're going to play. And just, again, all the hoopball that goes along with it. And, I know that they're still having conversations to see kind of what the rotation is going to look like. They've had a lot of battles, a lot of great competition, but, you kind of get one practice at it, if you will, although there's a lot on the line in this deal, but you get one kind of exhibition, and then, hey, you're full speed ahead with back-to-back on Saturday, Sunday with number 1, number 2 Texas on Sunday.
There's a lot of money on the line here on Thursday.
Cool meal.
That's the fun part of it. And so a lot of these players, if there's certainly incentive for an exhibition. I don't think there's ever been as much incentive for an exhibition in the history of college volleyball. Then I'm excited of the optics of what it's going to look like on television, because you're in a massive, gargantuan building in Jerry World and AT&T Stadium in Dallas, and what that's going to look like. But this is a next step in the evolution of the sport, and Nebraska being a part of the evolution of the sport.
Yeah, and I think I actually had Jalen Reyes on The Dig. We'll post that podcast for you coming up. But, I had asked him about that like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And, he had talked about a big launching point was what this team did in this football stadium here, and how much that put Nebraska, but the sport even more so on the map. And I think you and I have had this conversation. I mean, love the fact that it's been Nebraska, but it's like all these big events they're wanting Nebraska to be a part of. At some point, you hope that they're having these events and you're not reliant upon Nebraska being at every single one of them, because that's tough for them to be at all of these kinds of events.
I think it's good for them to try at this point in time. And if you're a player and a coach, you want to be a part of the spectacle. You want to be a part of the growth of the game. And we've said, I mean, the most famous or biggest brands in sports, some of the highest NIL evaluations in all of sports, not just college volleyball, are on this Nebraska roster. So the hottest ticket right now is Nebraska, and there's no way around that. So for the foreseeable future, everything, all of these cool events, they're going to be surrounded with Nebraska. And I'm sure another optic too, I'm interested in how much red do you see in Dallas on Thursday?
I bet a lot. Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle, Hy-Vee proudly supports the Huskers. Much more volleyball talk here coming up in hour number 2 for our first Nebraska volleyball show of the season with Danny Busboom Kelly and John Baylor coming up here in just a little bit. Jay Moore going to join us again here in just a few minutes, so we'll bring you that conversation again as we get him settled in here. You're putting him to work.
I am. Once a week. We'll have him again next week. We're just getting him in the rhythm of football season, because it's different around here when football kicks off.
He's such a chill, low-key guy, though.
Chill. Spend a week with me. You know, that'll change. Spend a season with me. That'll change. We'll get him angry.
Well, so that's coming up here in just a few minutes, but a couple of football notes to get to. First of all, availability today, and Mekhi Nelson met with the media for the first time and kind of opened it up with a statement of, just reflecting, obviously was involved in the incident over the summer. No charges were filed, so he was able to return to the team. But, he got a little emotional when he was talking about it, and I think, as even though there were no, legal repercussions other than that initial kind of incident, I think he's a guy that's going to learn and be better from this.
Yeah, you learn from things in life. You go through things in life. The difference with Mekhi is you do it in a public arena. When you're a Nebraska football player, you can't hide certain things, and everything was public as part of that scenario. But the good thing for Mekhi is he can turn the page now. There was no discipline by the athletic department. There was no discipline by the football program. So this was sort of a marking of getting to the podium, talking about it, getting it out there, because I'm sure the athletic department too didn't want his first time to be at the podium after a big game against Ohio. They want him to get out there and be able to say what he wants to say and then move forward with the rest of the season, because he's in a position battle right now.
He mentioned our guy Damon Benning multiple times, but yeah, that was my next point is, they've been working with him, and I know that Damon's been very big for him kind of working through this. It's been really hard on Mekhi, again, just kind of reflecting on everything. But he's a guy that's very much, we heard E.J. Barthel say today in his press conference that he's got multiple starters in that room. Mekhi is certainly one of those guys. He's going to get his opportunities, probably going to score, I think, in at least once in those first few games.
That's the hope.
And so he's going to be doing media going into, you would think, this season, being that he's going to be, I think, one of the backs. It's going to get some opportunities, some touches, and so you want to kind of get him out there before you have a game-like situation, so there's no distractions on that front.
It's part of being a professional. These guys are paid now, so there's a sense that they, obviously not being too on the nose about it with the NFL's, conversation with the Big Ten and all that, but they're essentially professionals, so you have to deal with things in a public light, and you have to learn how to be able to deal with things, and that's what's good about having a Damon Benning, because he's gone through things in his life. He's had to face the media. He's been a part of the media. There's no better guy to help mentor you along the way, and I know he's really close, and he's pretty fond of Mekhi Nelson.
All right, one other thing I wanted to get to quickly here in the first segment. We talked about this last night, but again, over the last few days, kind of unfolding in college football, the players that have been on NFL rosters and NFL training camps coming back, the ruling in Louisiana, coming back and joining college football teams. Lane Kiffin was on the Pat McAfee show today, kind of, dug his heels in a little bit on this, but The Big Ten met today and actually moved very quickly. So the Big Ten ADs voted unanimously earlier today that they are not going to allow these players to play at Big Ten schools. And so then it had to go through and be passed by the faculty reps. And that was also a unanimous approval. So the specific language on this is underclassmen who declared for the NFL draft and did not withdraw, any football player who signed a contract with the pro sports league, anyone who was officially on a professional roster are not going to be allowed to be on Big Ten teams.
Sounds pretty self-explanatory, right? And something that should be
crazy
said.
that we're talking about this, but
the SEC, they've had talks about it. Now they have to put some things in writing, and they're going to have some difficult conversations with some of their institutions, especially LSU. Elaine, you expect him to defend his players and the guys that he wants on his roster. That's his job. He's going to defend those guys. He's going to defend this process and the injunction that was out there. But the reality is the SEC has to now do something because the Big Ten has put their money where their mouth is. The SEC, they can talk the talk, but now they got to walk the walk.
We'll see. We'll see how it all unfolds. All right, got to get to a break coming up next. Jay Moore back in studio is our new color analyst for the Huskers Radio Network broadcast here coming up in 1 week from this Saturday. How about that? You'll be in the booth with Jay.
Can you believe it?
That conversation coming up next here on Sports Nightly. And head to your grilling game with the Nebraska-made grill from M Grills. Wood pellet and charcoal grills made to last with Nebraska values. Check them out at mgrills.com.
At Woodhouse Cadillac, you can receive up to $5,000 in savings on the 2025 Cadillac XT5 Sport. Browse this offer and other current offers on the Cadillac lineup at our brand new state-of-the-art dealership located at 180th and Dodge. Visit woodhousecadillac.com today. With proof credit, must finance with dealer. Tax, title, license extra. $299 doc fee due at signing. Subject to current rebates. Offer applies to select stock numbers and available inventory. Stock number KK260261. Courtesy transportation vehicle with 4,285 miles. Offer expires September 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.
The next generation of Huskers starts now. Join the official Kids Club of Nebraska Athletics today to score access to select home games, a discount at the team store, and endless Husker spirit. Get the most of your membership by registering early. Go to huskers.com/kidsclub. Once again, huskers.com/kidsclub to get your membership today.
Go Big Red! Go Big Red!
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Cybersecurity is a fundamental component of today's business operations. It's not just an add-on, it's essential for business protection. At Hamilton Business Technologies, we know that cyber threats are always changing and require constant vigilance. That's why our team delivers real-time threat monitoring and advanced security protocols to safeguard your data and reputation. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we put security at the forefront of your success. Cybersecurity is business. Hamilton is business. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This life we love has never been easy. We've been blessed with million-dollar rains, and we've watched hope dry up. Still, we press on because our purpose is greater. Central Valley Ag prepares the table alongside our farmers, not just to grow food, but to nourish our families and our communities. At this table, everyone's welcome. Join us. We're saving you a seat. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Feel like you're always on the run? Me too. As an independent financial professional, I help all kinds of busy people. Young families planning for college, couples working toward retirement, people securing their legacy. Wherever you are in life, Emeritus can help you get more out of life with insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. You're moving fast. Let's help make sure you're on the path to a fulfilling life. Find your next step at emeritus.com. Insurance products issued by Emeritus Life Insurance Corp.
Being a Nebraska fan doesn't stop when the clock hits 0 and the game ends. It's every day, all day, home or away. With the Husker Visa debit card, free with FMBO free checking, you can be one who lives it, one who proves it. Show your pride every time you pay with the Husker Visa debit card, only at FMBO, the bank of Husker Nation. One for the loyal, one for the fans, one for you. Get yours today at fmbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Farmers demand equipment that works as hard as they do. For over 60 years, Sukup has been helping farmers protect their operation with industry-leading grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. Designed for performance, reliability, and peace of mind when it matters most, Sukup is proud to stand with the people who keep agriculture moving forward. Family-owned, farmer-focused. Visit Sukup.com to find a dealer near you today.
Drive into summer during the Woodhouse Ford Summer Sales Event. From family road trips to tackling the toughest jobs, a new Ford is ready for every mile ahead. For a limited time, receive $1,000 bonus cash plus a 2-year premium maintenance plan on select 2026 Ford models. Browse our inventory online or visit us in store in Blair, Omaha, or Plattsmouth today. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra, $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer applies to select stock numbers. 2-year premium maintenance plan includes 2 free oil changes. Offer expires September 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with a home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Kyle Crooks back on Sports Nightly here tonight, getting closer to kickoff for the Nebraska Cornhuskers on September 5th. We'll take on Ohio. And I am joined now for the second time here on Sports Nightly by my new color commentator, Jay Moore, back in studio. We're really putting you to work, Jay. Since the announcement, you've done a million interviews. You've been in studio a couple times. We're probably going to go over the format a little bit today to just make sure you're comfortable before that first broadcast. But since the announcement, have you talked enough on different radio stations?
Yeah. I've made the tour. We were just chatting before I got on here. You guys asked me how many shows. I think 4 different shows last week, but I'm happy to do it. Right? That's a privilege, and it's not that hard of work. And it's just lining up the schedules right to make sure it all aligns. But but you can record things and do what you have to do to make it work. But yeah, it's been when the announcement came out last Tuesday, obviously a lot of text messages and reach outs, and the support has been fantastic. I was just waiting for someone on social media just to pipe up about something, and knock on wood, it's been so good so far. Now wait for the first broadcast, and I'm sure there'll be so.
Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah,
it's out there.
But no, it's the support and just the response has been incredible, and it was just funny. I just go out to get lunch this afternoon and run into people, and they don't even know who I am, and they're just telling me, I don't know who they are, but they're congratulating me. So it's been the support has been outstanding.
Has there been anybody you didn't expect to hear from that has texted you or called you? Like maybe a former teammate or a coach?
No one on the coaching side. There's a lot of former teammates that have reached out. One individual, Mark Hankins, used to be the head golf coach here.
Okay.
I don't know. He's been gone now for 4 or 5 years. I think he's at Missouri now. He actually sent me a text message. Just he saw something on Instagram, and it's just
cool, right?
Yeah, right. No, it's super cool. The post, what you guys sent out was so well done. So yeah, there was 30 plus text messages, and the support on social media. It was a little bit overwhelming. I'm that guy. I don't get too many text messages throughout the day. I haven't been as active in social media in the years in the past, so that will definitely change. Try to pick it up a little bit to be a little more interactive. But yeah, the outreach was incredible.
Yeah, one part of your job that we made Damon do is you had to do TikTok trends. So I think that's the next step for you.
Well, I'll tell you what. Don't plan on me. You talking about the dances and things like that?
I don't think we went to the dances.
Okay.
It was just more the trends. So maybe eventually we'll get you into the dance. I mean, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing the dances either.
Yeah, they're not getting me to.
I don't have
that.
TikTok. I have Snapchat. And I have Instagram. I have X. Now.
Matt Coatney, who's our Big Red Reaction host and does parts of our pre and post game. He's a huge Snapchat guy. That threw me for a loop.
Yeah, I don't do a ton on there. It's more like just like looking at what everyone else is doing. I rarely post anything, but that'll change.
Don't get on TikTok though, because it's very addicting. You'd think it's like a different generation type thing, but the algorithm will find what you're interested in. And you will, like, if you're interested in baking or landscape, like there will be a million different videos.
My Instagram has my algorithm figured out. It's football, it's golf, it's baseball or sports card collecting. I still get nerdy about that stuff for my days, and my son likes it too, so that pops up. And yeah, those are my main 3 algorithms that always pop up on Instagram.
Yeah, you'd never leave TikTok because it'd be all over there. Football's coming up. It's starting to feel like football season a little bit. It's not as hot and humid as it was a couple weeks ago in training camp, but the guys have finished their quote-unquote training camp phase. They won't get into actual game prep for Ohio until Thursday, so still a couple days of sort of training camp here. But with camp done, a week and a half, we're 11 days to kick off. What are some of the things here in these 11 days that you're looking to maybe have answered or have questions about heading into the season?
Yeah, I think the majority of the work's been done. I mean, the hay's not totally in the barn yet, but really from spring practice, right? Spring practice was more implementing new systems. You had new defensive coordinator, so getting used to that. Obviously, the new faces with the transfer guys coming in, and obviously with the high school kids that have come in as well. That's changed so much in years past, where it was rare for you to have early enrollees, but now these college kids are coming in the spring, and so you're just getting everyone acclimated. You get to training camp now. That learning curve is been achieved, right, with the defense. Obviously, probably some tweaks offensively, just with a different type of quarterback back there. But ultimately now, the physical side of things, you still got to keep that going. That can never be taken away. This is such a physical, violent game that you play day in and day out and week in and week out, that you have to stay sharp on that. But ultimately, you're just trying to identify, okay, you have here's our 8, 9 kind of our core guys. I know there's probably still figuring out who they're going to have at some secondary positions, right? They're trying to figure out that opposite corner spot of Andrew Marshall. Who's your other safety potentially that's going to be back there? Defensive line wise, just trying to fit who's our guys, because that's ultimately the core part of the defense, right? You have nowhere you come back, Van Poppel, Lanhart, Pedshock, but some of these new guys, Winnington, Stoudemire, those guys, how are they going to fit within this new system? Anthony Jones on the edge, who can we rely on? Who are kind of we know who maybe the starters are going to be, but ultimately those guys can't play every snap. So can we trust those backups and get them enough reps so we know they strap it up against Ohio in game 1, that they can throw them out there and really not have any concerns about how the defense is going to be executed.
Yeah, see how that 2 deep shapes out, and it could be much different, say, in week 4 than it is in week 1. And I mean, the participation report that Keith Mann and his crew do, especially in those with quote unquote bye games, right? It's you're playing pretty much everybody with the exception of a few guys. I want to ask you about position battles, because running back's a big one that I think has been talked about the most. I think the running back room, the talent in there has been undervalued by people outside the program. But as a former player yourself, how tough is it to be a good teammate when you're still fighting for reps? Because the better this guy does to my left, the worse it is for me.
Yeah,
it's a pretty weird conundrum to have as a player.
It is. I think the healthy way, obviously, internally, as you're always competing against a guy, but it's what you want. You want to be pressed. You want to be put in an uncomfortable situation. I always say you have to be comfortable getting uncomfortable, right? But you look at that running back spot, obviously replacing Emmett Johnson is a very tough task. And you see already what he's done through a couple of preseason games with the Chiefs. I mean, he's the real deal. But luckily you have 2 players who played a lot last year, Mose and Mackay Nelson. So those are kind of your 1-2, but then you throw in a true freshman in Jamal Rule coming in here, who was here in the spring and showed his burst of athleticism with that long run he had in the spring game. So, you ultimately want to be the main guy, but you look at football and how it's changed and evolved. It's rare that you have it's a one-man kind of show. It's kind of by committee now. And I think that's where they'll go. I think everybody has certain attributes that they can do. I think Mosey's really good catching the ball in the backfield, kind of has that receiver background. With Mackay, I think he's just a downhill physical runner. He has ability to catch out of the backfield as well. But the competition's healthy. And in his running back spot, you can get dinged up. You can get little injuries here and there where you're out for a series or 2, a half, a game, whatever it may be. Then it's your time to shine. So you really can't, even if you aren't 1A, right, at the running back spot, you can't slip off and pout or mope that you're not the guy, because don't take much. All of a sudden, you're in. And we all know of how that's happened here. I mean, Nebraska's had such a great history of good running backs, and it was rarely just one guy, right? I mean, look at, Lawrence Phillips, Damon Benning, Clinton Childs, Amon Green. Those guys all would play throughout the early 90s. And you look back, my time, you had Brandon Jackson and Marlon Lucky and Corey Ross. Like, it was rare you just had one guy. So ultimately, you want to be the main guy, but you're going to get all 3 guys are going to get plenty of opportunity to showcase their abilities.
Yeah, last year was the exception to the rule with Emmett Johnson seeing the percentage of the carries that he did. Chatting with Jay Moore, new color commentator for the Huskers on radio. Tight ends in this offense, in football now, the importance of having a premium tight end is what? Yeah, so you have Luke Lindenmeyer. I think Carter Nelson, Marcus Satterfield talked today about, Carter's probably a little bit behind because he hasn't had the last 2 off seasons. He came in not incredibly healthy last year with hip surgery. He had a shoulder cleanup surgery as well. So there's a lot of things that have been working against him. There's a lot of guys in that room, but for you, I guess overall football-wise, what's the importance of having a premium tight end or putting a premium on that position?
Yeah, it's huge because if you can create – football is all about matchups. And if you can create ultimately, from the defensive side, who usually covers a tight end? It's a linebacker, maybe an outside line or a defensive end, but most of the time it's going to be a linebacker, maybe not as athletic. So if you can exploit those guys in passing situations and create matchup nightmares, that's big time. You look at, just in the NFL now and where football's going with your elite tight ends, right? You have Travis Kelce, you have George Kittle. I'm missing, there's the first 2 that come to mind, but those guys, you can split them out. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, you still got to be able to block in line. That's very important for the run game because you just can't be out there to catch passes because then the defense knows he's here. It's probably going to be a pass. But the matchup side of things is very, very important. Obviously, getting Luke Lindenmeyer, having him here, his production last year was fantastic. We'll rely on him heavily. Getting Carter Nelson up to speed, right? Probably he'd like to be further along, playing in an 8-man high school team that was probably take some getting used to, and he had off-season surgeries. But I looked at a guy like Carter, his elite athletic ability is just an absolute nightmare, I would think. More of a wide receiver background, right? Mm-hmm.
8-man football background.
Yeah. So getting him in space and putting conflict against those linebackers, I'd take him 11 out of 10 times, right? He's going to be that good in those situations. But yes, ultimately you still got to be able to block. But if you can create those matchups with those linebackers, it's a huge advantage for the offense.
Yeah, the great ones are matchup nightmares. Yep. Gronk was always a matchup nightmare in his time in the NFL. I got this question asked of me a few days ago. Grant Hansen, who hosts on our Omaha affiliate with Nick Hanley, did their radio show. You do their show as well every week. But they asked me, what do we want the identity of this football team to be? So one, I'll ask you, what do you think the identity of this football team could be? How long does that take to find? Is that a middle of the season thing, or is that a training camp thing?
I think ultimately you want to identify those. You want to usually have an identity coming in. I always say, even I tell the youth team I coach, I need my football players to be smart. I need you to be fast. I need you to be physical. And not in a particular order, but those are the 3 most important things. I need you to play as fast as possible. But if you're smart, you can play much faster. I need you to be physical. This is a physical game. You can't come out there and try to tiptoe around. Otherwise, you're going to get hurt. And B, it's just you got to have a dominating presence on this football field. So I think physical is important. It's just not something that is ingrained into us humans. It's not natural for you to run into other human beings day in and day out. You got to practice it. Your body will mentally, it's going to tell you, hey, I don't feel like running into this defensive lineman, this offensive tackle, this tight end today. But you have to ingrain yourself in that. You got to be smart. You have to know the playbook. You have to know the systems. You have to know techniques. Smart is also playing with really good eyes. On the broadcast, you'll probably hear me a lot talking about having good eye discipline. That stands for everybody. It's understanding alignment first, assignment type situations, spacings with the offense and defense. Why are they trying to do certain things to you in this certain play call, or where the ball's in the field? But then if you can play smart, you can play physical, then you need to play fast, right? And that's physical and fast kind of go hand in hand. But you can't be a fast player if you're not smart, and you can't play fast if you're not physical either. So those are my perfect kind of identity things for ultimate football player in a team. So yeah, you want to. I think spring ball is always a really good opportunity for that, just because you have such a long break. You can be more physical. Training camp, you got to recreate what you've kind of started in spring ball. But ultimately, you got to kind of wind things down because you can't kill each other during the week too, and you have to take care of each other. But yeah, it starts in spring ball, evolves in training camp, and then hopefully by, game 1, you kind of know who you have as a team.
Yeah, chatting with Jay Moore, newest member of our Husker football radio broadcast, starting on September 5th against Ohio. And it's tough to build the fundamentals and the physicality when you can't do as much in training camp as you used to. There's not as many padded practices. You have to find as much as you possibly can in the technique through the thud. So it's essentially working through but not bringing people down to the ground. You can count on one hand the amount of live drills they have, which means bringing somebody down to the ground. You're not, for the quarterback, you're not getting touched and nobody's really getting near you. So there's a lot of things that you have to learn as you go. Let me ask you this. When you get into the Greg Sharp radio booth on September 5th, where's the first place your eyes are going to go that you want to see on the field? Is it, what are you most interested in? Is it how Calandria runs the show? Is it the defense, the lines of scrimmage? Where are your eyes going to go?
Yeah, when I watch football, it's always the line of scrimmage. I'm watching O-line, D-line, just because that's what I'm ingrained, being a defensive end, defensive player. My eyes, and it's really watching the defensive line play. When we're on defense, we're on offense, watching the protection. But there's a lot I'm definitely always paying attention to DNs on the edge, and then trying the internal pressure from defensive tackle position. But ultimately, seeing Calandria for the first time, we obviously saw him in the spring game. It's not an apples to apples comparison. His playmaking ability and kind of what we're going to implement from an offensive standpoint is going to be, I think, vastly different than what we saw last year. It's just you have two quarterbacks who, with Rayla and Calandria, just totally different skill sets. So just to see how they want to showcase his skills, his abilities, and how, I always say, put this other defense in conflict, right? His escapability, his creativity, his athleticism is just something we haven't seen in a couple of years. I think TJ had more of those attributes than Dylan had. So just kind of seeing how we're going to utilize him in the run game. I always said it's 11 on 11 football. It wasn't necessarily played in that instance the last couple of years. And just seeing how they're going to use his ability and his athleticism to put the opposing defense in conflict. So quarterback play, offensive line play, defensive line play. I think ultimately that's the three most important. Yeah, that's the three most important areas of winning and losing in football. So those are probably where my eyes will go first.
Final one here with Jay Moore. But schedule, a lot of talk has been around the schedule and make of the first three games what you may. Is it tough? I mean, last year you beat Akron 68-0. You blow out Houston Christian, and then you got Michigan coming into town. Is it hard to build momentum? Do you think you can build momentum off of games? You don't take anybody for granted. Nobody in that facility over there is having this conversation. We can have it here on the radio. But when you play the Ohios, the Bowling Greens, and North Dakotas, is it hard to build momentum or see who you truly are in those types of games?
No, I think, college football is so, in the NFL, you have some preseason and things like that. You got to kind of figure out who you are. Obviously, you're doing certain things, but I always call live bullet reps, right? There's only 12 games throughout the season where you get those live bullet reps, hopefully playoffs, bowl games, whatever there is, so you have more opportunity to get those reps. But you grow so much from game one to game two. You can only coach so much to a practice, and then ultimately you got to throw these guys out there and say, okay, now do it against competition where it's a game, all these different instances, quick change, turnovers, just the
noise,
just the fluctuation, the momentum changes of a game. How do you handle it? So you always make a huge leap from game one to game two, just an understanding from a coaching aspect, because you can, like I said, you can do all those things against the opposing offense, opposing defense, but once you see different color, how does your mind react? You're always way more tired that first game, just because it's just so hard to simulate that. That ultimately, how do you handle the noise? How do you handle the bad plays, right? And there's, it's not you can't stop and have a coaching moment, walk through this. No, you got to learn on the fly. How are you communicating with your coaches on the sideline to try to say, this is what I'm seeing, or are you just seeing the same things? But you can get momentum 100%. It's obviously Michigan State's that first Big Ten opponent. I wouldn't say you get too caught up looking ahead. I remember my senior year, we played Nicholls State. Our third game, we played USC after that. So that was like the one game I'm like.
Was it pretty stark, the jump in like dudes?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Like, did it take you a quarter? Did it take you a couple drives to say we gotta recalibrate?
No, not really. But I just remember like going into that game. So we played. I can't remember who we played. Louisiana Tech. I can't remember who our second home game was against. But I just remember we had Nicholls State, and then literally the next week we went to LA to play USC in the Coliseum, and that was the one game where you're like, okay, we got to respect our opponent, because I think they knocked off like Indiana the year before. So you had to respect them a little bit. And they ran a weird wishbone offense, but the offensive linemen were tiny, small. But you're just like, that was the first time, like, just get us through this game, because I want to get to this USC game and get prepared for this, But ultimately, we had good momentum going into that USC game and lost to a really good USC team. But you can 100% gain momentum even with lesser competition. Confidence, I always say it's confidence is like money. It's easy to lose and hard to get. Mm-hmm. So you have to, there's the only way of gaining confidence is doing it in real game situations. And this is what those first three will provide.
Are we butting into your golf game lately with all these interviews and things you're doing?
No. I've been able to play here and there, still be able to play some tournaments on the weekends. I'm going to get out on Friday. So it's this time of year is hard. I'm coaching my son's youth football team too, so those evenings are taken up, and then Big Red Wrap Up will start on Tuesdays starting next week. So got a qualifier next week for the US 4 ball down in Lawrence, and I got to hustle back to get back for the show. But no, I'll still find time, because that's my only. I don't know when you call it a vice. I don't know if you call it a vice, but it's my one. Yes, that's my one hobby I have. So I'll find time, and we have couple bye weeks this season too. Yeah, but it's gonna be busy. Looking forward to the football Saturdays, that's for sure.
Well, Jay, we look forward to having you in the booth on September 5th. We'll talk to you, I'm sure, again before the start of the season. Thanks for coming in.
Yep, you got it. Thanks.
Jay Moore, new color commentator here on the Huskers Radio Network. We'll step aside. More of the show right after this.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Husker fans, while you're making plans for Saturdays this fall, make sure you're also planning ahead for Husker Hoops. Nebraska women's basketball season tickets are on sale now. Be there all season long at Pinnacle Bank Arena for big matchups, big moments, and all the excitement of Nebraska women's basketball. Get your season tickets today by visiting huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, the official foundation company of the Huskers. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Being a Nebraska fan doesn't stop when the clock hits 0 and the game ends. It's every day, all day, home or away. With the Husker Visa debit card, free with FMBO free checking, you can be one who lives it, one who proves it. Show your pride every time you pay with the Husker Visa debit card, only at FMBO, the bank of Husker Nation. One for the loyal, one for the fans, one for you. Get yours today at fmbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Find your next vehicle at Woodhouse Buick GMC. Right now, you can save up to $13,000 off MSRP on the 2026 GMC Sierra 1500. Visit us in store or shop online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com today. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade. With approved credit, must finance with dealer, must own and trade in a 2012 or newer passenger vehicle. Tax, title, license extra. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer applies to select stock numbers. Stock number V260747. Offer expires September 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.
Sports Nightly is powered by McInnis Roofing and Sheet Metal. Since 1981, Nebraska homeowners and businesses have trusted McInnis for roofing, siding, windows, gutters, custom sheet metal, and repairs. Whether you're protecting your home, improving curb appeal, or planning a commercial project, their experienced team delivers quality craftsmanship and dependable service from start to finish. When your property needs expert care, choose the local name Nebraska has trusted.
Central Valley A, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs Equipment, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, providing the equipment, parts, and service that keep agriculture moving forward. Akrs Equipment, proud partner of Husker Nation. Learn more at akrs.com. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. Kyle Crooks, I'm Jessica Coody. Great stuff there with Jay. He's been quite the media darling here over the last couple of weeks.
He's done a lot. We put him to work. I don't think he knew that he would have to do this radio tour. But, Jay, if I had to do it, you have to do it. So welcome to the club.
He, again, is going to start coming to practice, and I'm very excited to get to work with him, and I'm excited about his perspective. I know a lot of people have brought that up, just a defensive perspective. But speaking of practice, we went out there last night after the show, so it was starting to get dark, and it was a little cooler, but I went on with Nick and Grant earlier today, and I said it kind of hit me last night, with the night practice and feeling a little cooler out there. I don't know. It just kind of felt like it was almost game week.
I think you're just pushing summer away too fast. I think we've swung the pendulum to the point. I'm the biggest fall guy in the business, but we've shoved summer in a locker too early now.
No. I'm not shoving summer. I still like summer and I like the warmth, but I'm saying that it felt like we're getting closer to football on game day.
Yeah.
Like sometimes camp can drag on, and so I felt like last night I can kind of start to feel that it's almost here.
You hate summer, just say it.
And I hate the summer segments. I hate joke of the week.
You hate it all. You hate everything about summer.
I hate, all of it.
I, for one, will keep summer around, folks.
I think if anybody, we could take a poll and ask who is the glass half full person on this show and who is the glass half empty. It would be, there'd be a no-brainer.
Yeah, I know. I'm super optimistic about life all the time.
Sure. You know who is optimistic, especially about his room, is Daikiel Shorts. He's put together quite the group, and I do think it's, again, probably the most talent, as we're talking about at a lot of different position groups, but the most talented wide receiver room in a few years. And so Kyle had a chance to chat with Coach Schwartz last night after practice.
All right, Daikiel, camp's done. We're in game prep now, so it's a good opportunity to assess the wide receivers at this point. What stands out about that bunch?
I would just say the continuity in the room. We added Quasi, who was a new piece, and I'm glad we added him. Everybody else came back from last year, but, as we continue to grow through camp, those guys gelling and meshing with each other, and then, the cool part is they're starting to hold each other accountable. So whenever you got a room that can do that, you're going to have some kind of success in some matter. But I think that's the best part. Just it's a really fun group. A lot of personalities. I'm enjoying coaching them.
Quasi, how's he fit in with the guys? Every day he's making a play out here in camp. He's a true talent. How does the talent match up with the person that he is and how he fits in?
I would say he fits in nice with those guys. Obviously, it's always different. He was at UCLA, and then he's coming here, and he's trying to, learn Coach Rule's way just as much as everybody else when they got here, staff and players. But he fits in well. It's nice to have another Cali guy in there with Isaiah. So he got two of those in the room. But, he's a great kid. His mom did an unbelievable job raising him. He's phenomenal. He works hard. He's smart. He wants to learn. He wants to get better. I'm glad we got him.
How does Isaiah take the next step this year? Had a solid year last year. What does his journey look like this year? What is it supposed to look like?
Just for Isaiah, just taking that next step, just being more consistent. He went through kind of some highs and lows last year, which is normal for any player. But, as he continues to get older and he continues to grow, just being more consistent, really challenging him to, lead the room, not only, by his actions, but also being vocal. I think that definitely helps with having a guy like Jacory and having a guy like Quasi and even Quinn Clark, kind of pushing him. So, just getting him to be the best he can be. He's still got his best ball ahead of him.
A lot of fans want to know about Quinn Clark. I mean, the frame, it's all there. We've seen him make plays in camp. What has stood out about Quinn?
I would say, one, his presence. His presence, like you said, his frame is unbelievable. So just pushing Quinn every day, to be the best he can be and just instilling, as much confidence as we can in him so he can go out there and make the plays. He's got all the tangibles. He's a phenomenal player. He's a great kid. He's just got to continue to work hard and keep his head down, and I think he'll continue to blossom.
Chatting with Daikiel Shorts, talking wide receivers. Jacory Barney, what is this year supposed to look like for him? How does he take the next step?
Just same with Nazea, just being more consistent. Jacory's he's one of my favorite players to coach because he loves football. He's out here. It doesn't matter if it's practice, if it's scrimmage, if it's walkthrough. He's energized. He's ready to go. He's a pleasure to coach, but just taking that same electricness from the return game to the receiver position, which I think he's really working on. He catches the ball extremely well. Now just, setting him up to get open and win one-on-one matchups, but I think he'll have a chance to showcase.
Keelan Smith is an interesting guy because I think he has a pretty high ceiling and he has gifts as well. What are you seeing with him so far?
Same thing as Quinn for him, just being more consistent. Believing in himself. Keelan's got all the tangibles. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got the ball skills. It's just about him, believing in himself day by day and, us installing confidence in him as a coaching staff, which we've been doing a good job of. And I think he'll continue to grow not only as a person but a player.
What does the confidence look like for Cortez Mills?
Cortez is a unique player. He's got his own play style. He's different than everybody in that room. He's a slimmer build, but he's savvy. He's got good ball skills. He knows how to get open. Just pushing him. He played early as a freshman, which that's a really long season. So, as he continues to get older, just continue to be consistent, alignment, assignment, using his technique, and I think he'll be fine. He's just got to continue to grow.
How has the timing gone with Calandria, all the quarterbacks in that room? How's that linked up through camp?
Oh, it's going extremely well. Calandria, he's a great addition. He's phenomenal. He's a leader. Not only by words, by actions. The boys have really bought into him. He does a great job. So would Danny, so would TJ. TJ played for us some last year. But I would say, all of those guys have good bonds with the quarterbacks. Not only those three, but also Bodie. So, they're gelling pretty well. They meet a lot on their own. They're out here working on things of that nature on their own. So anytime you got a group of receivers and QBs that can do that, you're going to have a recipe of some kind of success.
Preaching physicality, you're big about that. In order to stay on the field, you got to be able to block. And you mentioned about just getting better against man-to-man coverage. Physicality, how much do you want to see that grow from here to September 5th?
I want to continue to see that continue to grow. That's something we're going to harp on, as a coaching staff, not only myself, but Dana, but also Coach Rule. Coach Rule knows every position, so he talks to those guys a lot about getting open and beating press, which is nice when you have the head coach doing that. But just taking that same physicality and tenacity from blocking on the perimeter to winning a one-on-one matchup, being physical at the release, being physical at the top of my route, and then being physical at the catch point to go make the winning moment. So just preaching on that every day and, try to get better at that day by day as we can.
Daikiel, appreciate the time.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, good stuff with Daikiel. He's very confident about this room. The new guy, Quasi Gilmer's, had a really good camp.
I think he's Anthony's guy.
It seems like it through fall camp. I don't know how much.
I think every quarterback, which he's going to spread it around. I fully believe that. But every quarterback has their guy, and I think Quasi's his guy.
We'll find out certainly once you play another uniform too. But it's a deep room. They're going to expect more out of Quinn Clark, expect more out of Jacory Barney. There's also guys that have to perform a little at a higher level than what they have in the past.
We talked about Gunnar Gatula being one of the biggest names throughout fall camp. Quinn Clark is probably a close second.
He is. He's built in a factory to be a wide receiver, be a red zone threat. He is. We mentioned Dana say maybe perhaps a lot of 10 personnel because of how good Quinn Clark is.
Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. Hy-Vee proudly supports the Huskers. All right, got to get to a break. We're back to wrap up hour number 1 next.
Find your next truck at Woodhouse Chevy. Explore our limited time offers available now. Lease the 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom Crew Cab 4x4 for $449 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year. Or save up to $10,000 off MSRP on all retired courtesy 2026 Silverado 1500s. Woodhouse Chevy. Together, let's drive. With approved credit, retired courtesy loaner, tax, title, license extra. First payment and $299 doc fee due at sign-in. Must trade a 2015 or newer vehicle. Must finance through dealer and based upon available rebates. Expires September 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.
Husker fans, the 2026 Nebraska football season is right around the corner. We need you in the Sea of Red this fall. Be in Memorial Stadium for the home opener on Saturday, September 5th, as the Huskers take on Ohio. Tickets start at just $50 and are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football versus Ohio tickets, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Summer's almost over, but with a new Toyota from Toyota's National Sales Event, you can turn your end of summer scaries into end of summer woes. In the mood for some elevated dining? Pack a picnic into a 4Runner and hit up a stunning mountain vista. Whoa! Haul a bouncy castle in a Tundra and get crowned the coolest dad at the park.
Whoa! I'm king of the castle!
Drive a Tacoma to the lake to go wakeboarding. Whoa! That was awesome air. Let's go again. Or take a BZ to an amusement park with friends. Whoa! Keep your woes going this summer in a new Toyota.
Event ends August 31st. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, or Corwin Toyota of Bellevue.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs Equipment, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, providing the equipment, parts, and service that keep agriculture moving forward. Akrs Equipment, proud partner of Husker Nation. Learn more at akrs.com. Welcome back. Final couple minutes left for Kyle and me as we have the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show coming up with John Baylor and Danny Busboom Kelly, the first one of the season leading into the Spikes Under the Lights. Coming up tomorrow night will be our first Nebraska Football Coaches Show. So Matt Rule will be here, and that will be in the 6 o'clock hour. And I believe, did you decide you want to hear from Luke Sorensen?
Or Luke Lindenmeyer, you mean? All right.
Luke Sorensen.
Luke Sorensen, that's right. You had Luke Sorensen and
Riley Van Poppel. Yep.
I don't know why I thought Luke Lindenmeyer when you were saying it. You did talk to Luke Sorensen yesterday. We're going to talk to Riley Van Poppel tomorrow on the show.
You know, one thing that I think you'll like to hear from about him, and I think we're hearing it from a lot of the players, but he said that, usually at this time you're just like sick of practicing, but he's like, it's just been so much fun. Like, this is the least like burnout I've been during fall camp.
Which is good. I mean, it seems like there's a re-energization, if that's a word, of the entire program this year, understanding what the expectations are. I think there's a lot of energy from the leaders of this team, and Riley is certainly one of those guys. You take the cues from the leaders on this team, and I'm excited to hear that conversation with Riley.
We will play you a little bit of The Dig as well with Jalen Reyes. And also tomorrow, I'm really, really excited. I'm going to sit down with the flag football head coach, Liz Sowers, as we're going to play some flag football in, 4 months? 5 months?
It's coming, spring 2027.
So excited for that, to learn a little bit about that. And look, the team, they've already built a national championship caliber program. So excited to see them even a year earlier than what we had expected. All right, that is going to do it for us. Thanks to Camden and Josh for helping us out. Coming up next, the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show with John Baylor and Danny Busboom Kelly. We'll talk to you tomorrow night here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Farmers demand equipment that works as hard as they do. For over 60 years, Sukup has been helping farmers protect their operation with industry-leading grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. Designed for performance, reliability, and peace of mind when it matters most, Sukup is proud to stand with the people who keep agriculture moving forward. Family-owned, farmer-focused. Visit Sukup.com to find a dealer near you today.
Visit Woodhouse Toyota and drive into summer with incredible offers happening now. Lease the 2025 Toyota Tacoma SR Crew Cab for $399 per month for 36 months and 10,000 miles per year. Visit us in store or online at woodhousetoyota.com today. Woodhouse Toyota, let's go places. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra, security deposit waived, $2,000 down plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Stock number GT250151. Offer expires August 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Nebraska football fans know what it takes to be the best. You've got to handle the heat, power through the cold, read the pressure. Same goes for the techs at John Henry's. They're trusted to perform when it's all on the line. When winter's driving hard and your furnace fumbles. When your thermostat is in the red zone. When the power goes out before the final whistle. Make the easy call.
Call 435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
It's time for the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show.
Served by Campbell Flynn. It twinkles the twine. Nice pass by the red. Bergen left side swing. Virginia Adriano. One arm dig over there by Trans Sigler. And then the left side termination. Jaden Robinson. Great defense by the way. 2019, 4 in a row for the White. Here comes the serve to Harper. The red has it for the set. Set in the middle. Manio Bacon gets blocked by Andy Jackson. A big block by the White middle. Andy Jackson to tie this baby up at 24 each. The slide. Manio Bacon. Good boom. Ooh. Waking babies all over North Bottoms. It's now 11-5 red. Roll shot. Andy, that's not going to work. Here come the red. Middle back. Harper. Kaboom. Oh. There might be 3 players in the country who can hit it that hard. Maybe. 19-18 red.
Now, alongside head coach Danny Bus Boom Kelly, here's your host, John Baylor.
Greetings, and welcome to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Solder it into your weekly schedule. This is going to be a fun ride. Stay with us every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And I am privileged to be your host. My name is John Baylor, but the star of the show, beginning her second season at the helm of Nebraska Volleyball, 33-1, 97% winning percentage year one, Danny Busboom Kelly. Hello.
What's up, JB?
Greeting. This show, there we go. I'm a literalist. You know, this show, we're focused. And Jessica Coody, who's our colleague, she says our show is destination radio. That gets me excited. And you now realize not only are you having a little bit of pressure when the games are going on, there's a lot of expectation here for this program. Tuesdays at 7, we're here, we're fired up. The fans, have you felt this kind of excitement from the fan base ever as a former player, 5-year assistant coach, and 1-year head coach before?
Well, honestly, I feel like I feel this excitement every year. It's not anything new. I think there's some really fun things that we have going on, obviously, in the next few weeks, and new adventures for us and the fan base. But I think Husker Nation's always really excited when we start the season.
You haven't seen any necessary growth. Like your inbox isn't filled even.
No, I think it's steady. Steady Eddie, right?
Okay. So do you feel all this pressure out there, or that's kind of media makeup stuff?
You know, obviously you feel pressure, and here we're expected to win. We know that, but you come to this program knowing that pressure is going to be there. So when you feel it, you're not surprised.
Some fans have said, you know, it wouldn't be the worst thing for this team to actually lose at some point before December. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, again, I'll say it again. I've said it a lot from last season.
Other people have the same question?
Yes, everybody,
We're trying to
JB.
break ground on this show.
But that is not why we lost last year. Is because we did not lose at all during the season. I thought our team was super focused, competitive every day, never were overconfident. You know, I thought we were very humble. So it's sports. But now volleyball is much better this year. I feel like there's more parity. Teams are some really good teams that are maybe even looking average right now that you just know are going to be phenomenal in a month, 2 months. So I do think it'll be much tougher to go undefeated this year than last year.
Pittsburgh looks great.
For sure.
Izzy Stark, Olivia
But now
Babcock.
I do remember last year at the show, my dad was like, Penn State, they're going to win it. You know, he was obsessed with Penn State.
Don't follow his investment advice.
Exactly.
So if Gene says all in on crypto, sell tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. So, but Pitt did look fantastic. Really good.
What did Gene say about Pitt?
I haven't discussed Pitt with him. You know, Kentucky looked really good. You know, just Wisconsin. I mean, just the growth from one night to the second night, and you know, they're going to get one of projected starters here in a few weeks. So
A&M 0-2, but
they're the one team from last year that lost everybody.
But let's dial exactly. I mean, and Keetle Stowers didn't even show up. She was the last player who was remaining from last year in the team, and she wasn't available.
Right. So you got to give them a break. They're totally new team.
Yeah, I think they're all wearing name tags in practice. I mean, it's a collection of all-stars from all over the place, as is the case across the sport. Appetite for the sport's never been higher. Interest levels never been higher. Do you think, all in all, the transfer portal, NIL, is helpful?
Yeah. I mean, I think it creates more parity, which is good for the sport ultimately. Wouldn't say for Nebraska it's this super helpful, huge thing, but...
Are you trying to do it a little differently? Maybe a little bit like Stanford, like recruit and develop
really,
primarily?
but we want to develop our players. We're going to recruit transfers, of course. You have to. We're going to recruit with NIL, but, we want to develop players, keep them here, and, know that everybody has a chance to be great. It might not happen right away.
You mentioned last year, are you okay going back to that drizzly, bleak Sunday afternoon in December? What about the match against A&M might we not fully know?
Well, I think everybody knows. I mean, people watched, right? It was a great match.
Amazing match.
We fought so hard. We had some adversity, and that's what happens in sports. And that, I heard John Cook say in an interview recently, people don't realize how hard it is to win a national championship because things have to go right. So you might have the best team and things don't go your way. So we had some adversity, and I still thought we were in the position to win that game. And
it was a deuce game in the fifth.
Yeah. So you can't complain about that. But it would have been nice to have a little less adversity leading up to that match. But again, that's the way it goes.
So Campbell gets her finger broken.
Yes.
Like the top digit of her finger in practice on a Tuesday. How'd that happen?
It was honestly with a softball too, not a softball that you pitch, like a dodgeball. So we use those so people don't break their fingers, and she happened to break her finger on that ball. So that was very ironic.
Is this kind of like a Nerf ball?
Kind of like a Nerf ball.
You're playing with Nerf balls.
Well, when we block because we don't want to break any fingers.
Isn't it amazing that there are so few broken fingers?
Yeah, it is amazing.
Like all the practices, all the games, it's so few. Anyway.
Well, and still there's even more. Like when she broke it, a lot of times you can play through broken fingers. It's just if you break those fingers in these certain spots, you have to have surgery right away, and that's when you're out. So for a while, it's like, no big deal. You don't really need your pinky to set. And then she got the X-ray, and it was like, no, we have to have surgery.
And wasn't that the Tuesday of the
or
A&M
Monday
match?
or Tuesday, yeah.
So it was earlier in that same week.
Yeah.
But you're still thinking, okay, we're fine. Bergen's an Iron Man. She can play. She's barely sat the whole season. And then what happens to her health?
Just the flu, just the unfortunate flu.
When did that hit?
I think it was early Tuesday or Wednesday. I mean, it was all week. So we really didn't have a setter for the whole week of practice.
She barely practiced.
No.
And then in the third round match that you swept, KU.
Yeah.
She wasn't particularly healthy that match, but you thought she'd be fine on Sunday.
I was hoping with the day of rest in between, yes, it's like, okay. But that flu just did not go away.
Did she get a lot of medical attention?
Yeah, of course.
You tried everything.
Yeah, of course.
She wasn't like me, like, take an aspirin, hopefully it'll clear up.
Right.
No, you guys were really helping her.
Yes.
And still, I mean, was she worse on Sunday than she was on Friday?
I don't think she was worse. I think it was just the same. And then obviously the game was longer and tougher. And
if Campbell were full strength against A&M, would Bergen have played much?
I will tell you, Bergen probably would not have played against Kansas.
Okay.
In the hopes that, at least Bergen might have started, and then Campbell comes in, give Bergen a full most of the day rest would have been nice. Maybe that would have helped her for Sunday. But we certainly would have used Campbell against A&M a lot. I don't know if she would have started or how that would have looked, but there were moments that Bergen, could have used a break in that game.
Allie Check could have been really helpful against her former club teammates playing for A&M.
Yeah, for sure. That was the most random thing. And that was a point where you're like, what is happening here to us this week?
Have you seen the video? Are you going to take new precautions during warm-ups?
Yeah, of course.
Because it was a ball. It wasn't like she was jumping in the air doing a serve.
No, she was jumping.
Serving.
Yeah, she was serving.
I got false information. Yeah. I didn't see it. I thought she was walking away from the net. The ball came from behind her and she stepped on it.
No.
She's facing the net. Ball's coming at her.
It was two serves at the same time, which So
she was serving and the serve ball was coming at her.
Yeah.
And she just needed to wait for the ball to pass.
Yes.
So now what are the new stipulations in place for warm-ups?
Well, we haven't talked specifically, but we'll be like, let's not serve when do not serve in the direction somebody else is jumping.
Gotcha.
So we got to be a little bit better about.
Anyway, this is in no way to detract from A&M's
Absolutely not.
That was
they played amazing.
Team.
Everybody knew they were going to, there was a reason they were, top 10 all year. And they were the most experienced team in the entire country. So, of course, they were going to be really good.
Now, you don't complain or whine, but you leave that up to me a little bit. So let me just ask you if you could chime in on this one. Did we get Pittsburgh's draw last year? They were the number 4 seed. They're supposed to get like the toughest 2 seed, the toughest 3 seed, the toughest 4 seed. We're number 1, so we're supposed to get the weakest 2 seed. Right. Not only is Texas A&M a 3 seed, they're the weakest 3 seed. Did we get Pittsburgh's draw?
Well, I think we got a very tough draw. Of course we did. Again, though, the way the NCAA, the committee seeds teams, a lot is from maybe the non-conference, and A&M lost to SMU early on. Well, then SMU is unhealthy, and so they aren't as great at the end of the year. So that loss really hurts them more than it probably should have. Things like that.
Maybe add more human discretion to the final
eye
seedings.
Test, maybe.
Yeah. We've talked for years about bringing old legends from the past, head coaches who wouldn't have any skin in the game or bias allegedly, and to help out with the tournament selection committee. So
I've never heard that. Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like bring like a John Cook or bring in a Terry
Mary Wise.
Perfect.
Yeah. She actually, announces a lot of games too, so she'd be great.
All right.
A consult for the NCAA committee. But no, you can't blame it on, you got to be great to win it all at the end of the year. And
we've turned the page.
A&M was, and yeah.
We've totally turned the page. This is behind us. But I did talk to Bergen, and she did say, you never really get over it. What do you say?
I would say, yeah, there's some truth to that, because you always want to what if, but you also don't dwell on it. It's
when you think back to 2004, you lose in the regional final at Louisville in a convention center. Playing on plastic. Things have changed. And then in 2005, you lose in the national championship match, 3-11. To what extent does that stay with you?
Or? What helps you get over it is when you win a national championship.
Okay, we've come up with a formula for overcoming this. So here you go. Now we go into this season. Let's talk about some of these positions when we come right back. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show. That's Danny Busby Kelly. This is good fun. And this is brought to you by Woodhouse, a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse, the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. And the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust, where your money has people. Member FDIC. We'll look at the roster and we come right back on the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show.
Sports Nightly is powered by McInnes Roofing and Sheet Metal. Since 1981, Nebraska homeowners and businesses have trusted McInnes for roofing, siding, windows, gutters, custom sheet metal, and repairs. Whether you're protecting your home, improving curb appeal, or planning a commercial project, their experienced team delivers quality craftsmanship and dependable service from start to finish. When your property needs expert care, choose the local name Nebraska has trusted for more than 45 years. And now, the official roofing partner of the Huskers. Discover the McInnes difference at McInnesInc.com.
There's no better way to celebrate America's 250th birthday than at a Husker football game. Be in Memorial Stadium for the official America 250 celebration as the Huskers take on Bowling Green on Saturday, September 12th. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. and tickets start at just $50. To purchase your Husker football versus Bowling Green tickets or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
This life we love has never been easy. We've been blessed with million-dollar rains, and we've watched hope dry up. Still, we press on because our purpose is greater. Central Valley Ag prepares the table alongside our farmers, not just to grow food, but to nourish our families and our communities. At this table, everyone's welcome. Join us. We're saving you a seat. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Every year, Nebraska comes together. Across small towns, big cities, living rooms and stadium seats, one thing connects us all. It's more than athletics. It's community. It's tradition. It's home. Allo is proud to keep connections strong with 100% fiber internet and hometown service built for Nebraskans. Stay connected to what matters with Allo Fiber, proud partner of Husker Athletics. Learn more at allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Summer's almost over, but with a new Toyota from Toyota's National Sales Event, you can turn your end of summer scaries into end of summer woes. In the mood for some elevated dining? Pack a picnic into a 4Runner and hit up a stunning mountain vista.
Whoa!
Haul a bouncy castle in a tundra and get crowned the coolest dad at the park.
Whoa! I'm king of the castle!
Drive a Tacoma to the lake to go wakeboarding.
Whoa, that was awesome, Ayers. Let's go again.
Or take a BZ to an amusement park with friends. Keep your woes going this summer in a new Toyota.
Event ends August 31st. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, or Corwin Toyota of Bellevue.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Being a Nebraska fan doesn't stop when the clock hits 0 and the game ends. It's every day, all day, home or away. With the Husker Visa debit card, free with FMBO free checking, you can be one who lives it, one who proves it. Show your pride every time you pay with the Husker Visa debit card, only at FMBO, the bank of Husker Nation. One for the loyal, one for the fans, one for you. Get yours today at fmbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Drive into summer during the Woodhouse Ford Summer Sales Event. From family road trips to tackling the toughest jobs, a new Ford is ready for every mile ahead. For a limited time, receive $1,000 bonus cash plus a 2-year premium maintenance plan on select 2026 Ford models. Browse our inventory online or visit us in store in Blair, Omaha, or Plattsmouth today. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra, $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer applies to select stock numbers. 2-year premium maintenance plan includes 2 free oil changes. Offer expires September 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. I'm John Baylor with the star of the show, second-year head coach, Nebraska Volleyball, 33-1 in her first season. Danny Busboom Kelly, spikes under the lights. Always prefer matches under lights. It's going to be on Thursday, 7 p.m. Florida. Winner gets either SMU or Penn State. They call it an exhibition, best 2 out of 3. You play the first 2 sets to 21, the third one to 15. Do you play it any differently, or you're just out there to win?
Well, I would say, yeah, you're out there to win. I don't think we're going to play it differently, but, you know, it is kind of nice to know that this doesn't count for your record or that NCAA seed we were just talking about. Yeah. So it doesn't count for that. So you can maybe change up some things or try a couple things that you've seen in your practice gym that you want to see what they look like against an opponent. I think it's interesting playing in a football stadium. So talk a lot about serving. We've been working really hard. I want our team to go after their serves, but is that really relevant in a football stadium? I don't know. So
it's tougher to pass in those big arenas.
I would think, yeah, and to serve.
You don't see those football guys trying to pass volleyballs when they're in the stadium. It's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah.
Now, you say you're going to try new things potentially. So a little more of a chem lab approach on Thursday.
I don't know if it's try new things, but, you know, maybe make some substitutions and that you might not do in a game that will count.
And you get $200,000 no matter what. But if you win against Florida and you play either SMU or Penn State, you get $50 if you lose that match, another $150 if you win the match. So you can go anywhere from $200,000 to $350,000. How big a deal is that?
It's big. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's so. Does that money go right into the program?
Yeah, that money will go back to the program.
Nice. And then you move on, you play Saturday night against UNLV. So you fly out to Vegas Friday morning, then you go play UNLV Saturday night. Texas plays TCU after you. And then the two of you, Texas and Nebraska, play at 2:30 the next day. That's a quick turnaround.
Very quick. You know, but when we put this deal together in Vegas, originally we didn't know we would have to have multiple games. It was going to be just one game, us versus Texas. And then we had to add some, long story, won't get into it, add some teams, which is great because I think it gives us another chance to play while we're out there. Why not? But yeah, quick turnaround. But I think it'll be awesome.
Running Rebels 13 and 15 last year, 7 and 11 in the Mountain West. You know they're going to have a whole new group of players from the portal probably. If you have a chance, do you rest players a little bit on Saturday night so they're ready to rock against Texas?
I mean, maybe. We'll see how the week is, and we've been ramping up this whole preseason to be healthy and to be prepared for this stretch of matches where we've had 2 tough practices in a row, short turnarounds, trying to simulate what it's going to be like. So I feel like our team will be ready.
Are there any positions at this point, starting positions, that are unknown? It seems like even though there's been some changes, like Manaya's going to go in there for Rebecca Alex's position, and everyone else kind of stays where they were. Is that fair? That starters would probably be similar to where they were in December?
I would say, yeah, similar, but man, the margins are thinner this year. Everybody loved our depth last year, but this year it's closer. Last year I felt like there was pretty clear starters. Andy and Becca were clearly the starters. You had Harper and Taylor Landaffair, so much experience, starters, obviously Bergen. But this year, like the middles are Kenna and Keani Williams. They're so much improved. It's crazy.
Keani.
Yeah, they're both doing awesome. You have Ryan Hunter now is a year older. She looks great. You have the Skylar Pierce. There's days she could absolutely, be starter. So I just think the margins are much smaller this year than they even were last year.
If Terea starts and plays all 6 rotations, how different defensively in the less visible aspects of the game is she than Taylor Landfair was last year?
I think she's just a better defender. Taylor could kill balls and block balls, probably a better blocker. But Terea is just more of a complete 6 rotation player, which hopefully that pays off in the long run.
It gives you a lot of flexibility. If you always have a back row attacker,
right.
It's either going to be Harper or Terea back there. And then secondly, you save on some subs.
For sure.
And is it easier when you've got the same personnel out there and you're changing less, like continuity, comfort level?
I do think it's a little bit of a comfort, but I also, like last year, hope to train our team to be great no matter who's out there. And you can make changes and not miss a beat. And that's the goal. When I want to use the depth, it's silly not to. So we want to use it and be comfortable using it.
All right, let's talk about the right side here. We only have an hour, so let's keep it short. But Virginia Adriano, Ryan Hunter, they like to fire the ball all over the place. So if you're in the pricey seats down low, you got to be ready. I'm not saying wear a jersey. I'm not saying wear a helmet, but you got to be ready.
Yeah, head on a swivel.
How improved is Virginia Adriano 2.0 versus what we saw last year?
I think she's just more comfortable. I wouldn't say you're going to see this like way different attack approach or she's hitting all these crazy shots. It's similar, but she's much more improved. She's a better blocker and she's communicating so much more. So just the comfortability, pays off. And people don't realize she didn't come here till July last year. So that was fast. And so she didn't really get much time with our team before we started. Now she's had a whole year and a half and she's definitely improved. She's playing great, hitting great out of the back row. So that could be a fun weapon for us throughout the year.
A lot of higher, slower sets for Virginia last year. Is she on a faster tempo this year?
A little bit, but, there's a reason. She's 6'5". We want to let her develop her approach and make sure we're not making her small. So we want her to be as big as she can be.
Ryan Hunter, she's a lefty, so geometrically she's got an advantage. How's she doing?
She's doing great. So, man, her blocking is so much improved. I feel like she could be a shutdown blocker. And she hits hard. It's just, we got to hone in both those guys, hone in on some errors and maybe make a few better decisions attacking.
Speaking of attacking, Andy Jackson. It's been a while since we've seen Andy and Bergen connect like we were accustomed to last year. I mean, she set the all-time record for attack percentage in the Big Ten volleyball history. I mean, she was remarkable. Last match, she had an off game. Red White had an off game. How's she doing in practice with Bergen?
Oh, she's doing great.
Still the best slide hitter in the country.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Nice. So she's the old Andy Jackson.
Yes.
Nice. Now, the last thing we want to do is build even more expectations on the shoulders of Manaya Obeche. But it's very difficult to manage expectations with that young woman. Tell us how she's doing and does she even have a weak spot? I mean, just think about her blocking, think about her attacking, like, wow. She's just so fun to watch.
She is fun to watch. Of course, all of our players have weaknesses, so it's our job to, they want to play to their strengths, but also improve their weaknesses. And, I think Mania, the expectations are like, you should block every ball and kill every ball. And that just doesn't
She
happen.
only had 14 blocks in the red-white.
I know, it just doesn't happen, but, she's doing great, and her and Andy together will be a fun duo.
How close are Kenna Kogel?
Super close. I mean, statistically, Kenna is our best blocker in practice by a lot, JB. I know that.
Did you just say Kenna Kogel is your best blocker in practice?
Yeah, by quite a bit.
And you realize Manayo Beche is on the team?
I know. They're both great. Yeah. So, no, they have been playing, Mania plays a lot of M1 in practice. Kenna plays a lot of M2. So there's a little bit of difference in those positions. But Kenna also and Mania got here last year in July. So they were late to arrive. So, man, it's been awesome to see them for a year and a half.
Quick learners.
Very quick.
Now.
Very quick.
Keani Williams, I was told, is primarily a defensive stopper. She looked pretty good offensively.
Yeah, I would definitely not say she's slacking offensively.
Keani's probably thinking, why aren't I starting? How do you get all four middles?
It's hard because those guys they're doing great. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Best middle room in the country. I'm not saying we have the best four middles in the country. Like the next person is number 5. I'm saying
the best quartet.
Best quartet. So I got a lot of slack for that last time I commented. And I'm going to remind people, a lot of schools don't even have 4 middles. So quartet of middles.
But you also said, and you can go back on it, these things happen. Without Andy Jackson, you have the best trio.
Ooh, yeah, that might have been over.
Okay, all right.
But
it was early.
There's some good middles I saw this weekend. But I would put even the trio up. I'd put them in the top echelon.
Okay, of trios.
Yes, of trios.
I love the orchestra terminology. Just throw it here. No, we'll slow that down. But is there an opportunity with their versatility and similarities between the opposite position, the right side and middle, that maybe one of the two middles who are not starting have an opportunity over on the right?
You never know. You never know. I'll try anything, JB.
You like to mix it up. And my guess is you like the fact that there aren't answers for all these questions. That's why we play the season.
Yeah, it's true.
And you're always
a lot can change.
Do you put more emphasis on games or the metrics you get from practice?
You got to use both. If you can't lean into one too heavily. I just think it's the whole picture. One thing doesn't tell the whole story. So we look at stats. We look at practice. That's where you have to go off to start the season. But as the season goes on, so you can't say, oh, you're just a gamer, so you get to play, but you don't have to do well in practice. That just doesn't work in building trust in a team like volleyball. So you've got to have some correlation between the two.
Danny Busboom Kelly, the first of countless Nebraska volleyball shows this season, Tuesdays from 7 until 8. The Nebraska Volleyball Show is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust, where your money has people. Member FDIC. And the Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center right here is sponsored by Akrs Equipment, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, providing the equipment, parts, and service that keep agriculture moving forward. Akrs Equipment, proud partner of Husker Nation. Learn more at akrs.com, AKRS.com. More with the head coach on the Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Husker fans, the 2026 Nebraska football season is right around the corner. We need you in the Sea of Red this fall. Be in Memorial Stadium for the home opener on Saturday, September 5th, as the Huskers take on Ohio. Tickets start at just $50 and are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football versus Ohio tickets, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, the official foundation company of the Huskers. Schedule a free inspection. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Husker fans, get ready for a special night on Saturday, September 19th. Be in Memorial Stadium as your Huskers take on North Dakota. Kickoff is set for 6:15 and tickets start at just $50. Your ticket will also include a post-game concert featuring country star Cole Swindell. To purchase your Husker football versus North Dakota tickets, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
This life we love has never been easy. We've been blessed with million-dollar rains, and we've watched hope dry up. Still, we press on because our purpose is greater. Central Valley Ag prepares the table alongside our farmers, not just to grow food, but to nourish our families and our communities. At this table, everyone's welcome. Join us. We're saving you a seat. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Feel like you're always on the run? Me too. As an independent financial professional, I help all kinds of busy people. Young families planning for college, couples working toward retirement, people securing their legacy. Wherever you are in life, Emeritus can help you get more out of life with insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. You're moving fast. Let's help make sure you're on the path to a fulfilling life. Find your next step at emeritus.com. Insurance products issued by Emeritus Life Insurance Corp.
Farmers demand equipment that works as hard as they do. For over 60 years, Sukup has been helping farmers protect their operation with industry-leading grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. Designed for performance, reliability, and peace of mind when it matters most, Sukup is proud to stand with the people who keep agriculture moving forward. Family-owned, farmer-focused. Visit Sukup.com to find a dealer near you today.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Sports Nightly is powered by McKinnis Roofing and Sheet Metal. Since 1981, Nebraska homeowners and businesses have trusted McKinnis for roofing, siding, windows, gutters, custom sheet metal, and repairs. Whether you're protecting your home, improving curb appeal, or planning a commercial project, their experienced team delivers quality craftsmanship and dependable service from start to finish. When your property needs expert care, choose the local name Nebraska has trusted for more than 45 years. And now, the official roofing partner of the Huskers. Discover the McKinnis difference at McKinnisInc.com.
Being a Nebraska fan doesn't stop when the clock hits 0 and the game ends. It's every day, all day, home or away. With the Husker Visa debit card, free with FMBO free checking, you can be one who lives it, one who proves it. Show your pride every time you pay with the Husker Visa debit card, only at FMBO, the bank of Husker Nation. One for the loyal, one for the fans, one for you. Get yours today at fmbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show, Tuesdays from 7 until 8. I'm John Baylor. Hey, there's the head coach, Danny Busboom Kelly, the debut show of the entire 2026 campaign. We have talked for 2 lengthy segments that we feel have flown by and not mentioned the name Harper Murray. Okay. Is it fair to say, as goes Harper, so go the Huskers in 2026? Or is that an overstatement?
Overstatement.
Okay. Let's develop this a little further. Now, last year, 3.5 kills a set, hits 295, first team All-American. They're going to serve her a ton. She's going to attack from all over the court, back row and front row. If she can be a Michaela Fecke like Terminator, not just generally, but like in the key moments, isn't that an element that at times has been missing?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, we need somebody to do that. I'm just saying, I do think we have other players that could do that. It doesn't have to be Harper. But do we need Harper on the court to be playing great? Yes. But it's not like the absolute takeover player every single match.
How critical is it to find that terminal pin hitter? Let's just start there.
Well, it is critical.
I mean, you look at the common denominators of the last 3 years for the Huskers. I mean, you've got Maddie Skinner for Texas in 2023. You've got Jess Merzick for Penn State 2 years ago. Last year, you got Kendall Stowers and Logan Lednicki. together, 49 kills. Is that an element that now in the modern game is, or maybe always, is an absolutely non-negotiable if you want to win a title?
Yeah, you got to have 2 terminal players for sure. But I don't think it has to be the same 2 every game.
And they're on the pins.
Well, yeah, that's typically who's going to get set the most.
Yeah.
But when you have great middles, that certainly helps everything.
How important is it for your middles to really slow those pin hitters?
It's huge. So that's one thing we've been working a lot on is just defense blocking, just being a little bit better. It's funny because it's like statistically, well, we're the top 5 defensive team in the country. But again, I don't think that always tells the whole story.
Really? Last year you were number 1, lowest attack percentage.
Yeah, but I think that's based on opponents. I mean, you might catch people on their off day. That doesn't always mean you're the best. So how do we be most consistent?
You know, you played on the number 1 defensive team in the history of the Huskers. It was 2004. Held opponents to like just above 100 for the year. It was just stunning. Anyway, do you see the makings of another great defensive team this year?
I do. Yep. But I also think we have a lot of improvement to make, and it's going to change when we get into matches. I've said it earlier already, the show, volleyball just in general, is much improved this year. There's a ton of parity, and you saw these offenses these first weekends, and there's some teams that look just phenomenal. So I was thinking, how are we going to slow these guys down? Even though we are great, but it's a challenge.
What teams are you thinking of?
Well, Pitt looked great. Obviously, Babcock, and now they have Izzy Stark setting her. And then SMU looked really good. They got the transfer from BYU, who's phenomenal outside. Those 2 stuck out to me. And I wasn't sitting there watching. You know, I've got kids, JB, that are running around, had to play with them, but I did catch a little bit of those games.
I think people wouldn't blame you if you're guilty of child neglect this time of year. I mean, these are big games you're watching. Sully Davis out of SMU, they've got a brand new team, and they looked really good. They swept Texas A&M without Kendall Stowers. Penn State's playing their first match coming up. Louisville, your old team, went 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Got swept by Wisconsin. But prior to that, they got a nice win. Louisville lost 3-0 to Wisconsin, but then
they beat A&M.
They beat A&M without Kendall Stowers, 3-1. How do you think your old team looked?
Good. You know, I think everybody, they have some big changes. They've moved an outside hitter to libero, which is a big deal. So they've got some lineup stuff. I think, you know, you're starting out with a new lineup, same people, but new lineup. So it's going to take a minute to adjust to some roles, but I thought they looked good.
Arizona State has crashed the party. They got a nice 4-set win over Texas. And that was a bit of a surprise. None of those sets were even close. How good did they look?
When,
like 25-17, 25-17, 19-25, 25-18. Is Texas doing a ton of tinkering as they normally do? It looks like
they're doing a lot of tinkering, yes. So I don't know what Texas we're going to be playing on Sunday.
I mean, you're probably going to watch closely their TCU match the night
Exactly.
before.
We will watch that closely.
Are they running a 5-1 or is it a 6-2?
It's the same offense we ran in 2005 where the setters go in for the middles.
Really?
Yeah.
That's some major league tinkering.
Yep.
You rarely see that. So Ella Swindell, you'd think they just turn the keys, the car over to her. She won a title for him as a true freshman.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in their gym, so, you know, and I'm not going to have any comments because when people comment about us, I'm like, okay, you don't see, you know, like you like to do, JB. You're not at practice every day.
Husker fans, we like to just jump in and we've got all the answers.
It's true.
You know, like when my mom would visit me, like my baggage claim, she had me all sized up. But you're out there, you're measuring everything, and you're seeing little glimpses. You know that we're going to amplify whatever happens in actual game action.
Yes.
And that's just a small piece of the whole.
For sure.
All righty. So we talked about Harper. You're saying let's not exaggerate her relevance. There is plenty of depth out there. There are plenty of important players out there. We don't need her necessarily to hit more than 250.
Yeah, I mean,
match.
Is it nice? Yes. Obviously, for us to be the best, we need her, but we can still be good without anybody. We're going to be good. You know, not one player is so important that it takes away the rest of the team.
Treya Sigler, so impressive. How high a ceiling does she have? Where do you see her perhaps in December?
Yeah, just the confidence that she needs to still gain the confidence attacking and from the service line. But what's nice about her, even though she didn't play front row in every match last year, she played in every match. So she has a lot of experience. Back row, but still experience in taking some big swings out of the back row in key moments. So that's going to translate nicely. So just want her to have, more confidence against double block and triple blocks, which we're going to see a lot this year.
You mentioned not just one terminal pin hitter, but two to win a title. Your second kill leader in the A&M match was Rebecca Alec.
Mm-hmm.
So how important is it to make sure that not only have potent middles, but to probably have your pin hitters lead the way?
Yeah. Well, I think that was, you look back at that match and could be skewed a little bit because we got stuck in a couple of rotations. So, like Virginia, people forget she hit 420 or whatever.
Just didn't get many swings.
Yeah, because we were not in her rotations very often. We were stuck in our 5-1 rotation. So
that 5-1 rotation, is that first rotation going to be stronger this year? The one
rotation, that's not a 5-1 rotation. But
sorry,
rotation one.
Rotation one. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it was really good last year because Becca was great on the slide.
Got it.
So I don't know if it'll be better, but.
And talk people through that, like why that rotation.
Well, usually you have your right side on the left and your left side on the right. And so that's why, people are a little out of position in that rotation.
And people think, well, hey, the right-hander who plays on the right side is now on the left side. She's going to be even better over there.
Yeah.
But it's different. It's like a different approach, right?
Yeah, different approach.
Can't just flip a switch. It's a different deal.
It's a little different, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show. That's Danny Buss from Kelly. My name happens to be John Baylor. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse, the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. The Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust, where your money has people. Member FDIC. Stay right there. More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank were neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations, you're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward.
Hey, thanks for helping.
That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Husker fans, football season is right around the corner. We need you there to continue to make Memorial Stadium the best atmosphere in college football. You can now choose between two mini plans, a 3-game mini plan for $185 and a 4-game mini plan for $225. These plans are your best way to guarantee a ticket to the Indiana and Ohio State game and are only available while supplies last. To purchase today or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Summer's almost over, but with a new Toyota from Toyota's National Sales Event, you can turn your end of summer scaries into end of summer woes. In the mood for some elevated dining? Pack a picnic into a 4Runner and hit up a stunning mountain vista.
Whoa!
Haul a bouncy castle in a tundra and get crowned the coolest dad at the park.
Whoa! I'm king of the castle!
Drive a Tacoma to the lake to go wakeboarding.
Whoa! That was awesome air. Let's go again.
Or take a BZ to an amusement park with friends. Keep your woes going this summer in a new Toyota.
Event ends August 31st. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, or Corwin Toyota of Bellevue.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hey, Thursday night, Spikes under lights. Dallas Cowboys home stadium. AI told me, now it is artificial intelligence, 83,000 tickets were sold in the first 48 hours. It's artificial intelligence, but that's what it did tell me. There is a robust secondary market available as well. That's a large stadium. Need a lot of
I have not heard that I actually haven't heard anything about ticket sales.
Okay. It's artificial intelligence.
So if there's 83,000, wow, that'll be something.
And you know, Claude, he's been known to tip a few back. Meanwhile, the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust, where your money has people. Remember FDIC. And hey, get ahead with Central Valley Ag's Go Early Seed Program. Qualified customers can receive 1 year of 0% financing on seed and more. Enroll by October 16 at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. And contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free. It's easy. It is the law. Huskers play Florida. Then they get the winner of SMU or Penn State if the Huskers prevail against Florida. Saturday night, bring on the Running Rebs of UNLV on their home floor. And then Sunday, 2:30 Central, number 1 versus number 2, Nebraska and Texas for the first time since the 2023 National Championship. Is your goal to play Texas every year?
I wouldn't say that's my goal, but I think it's fun and it's a great rivalry, and we both have great players. It's interesting as we go up against them in recruiting a lot, it feels like, especially this last cycle. So we know a lot of the players on each other's teams. So
those players are trying to decide between Nebraska and Texas all the time.
Seems like it.
What do you tell them? So if I'm like 16, female, and 6'6", what do you tell me?
Well, it depends, JB. What position, where we're at, but
Libero, probably not at 6'6". You talk Wilderness Park, Gateway Mall, or you go into like more specifics?
More specific to volleyball and athletics.
I mean, do you talk about, hey, in Lincoln, Nebraska, volleyball players are on the billboards?
Yeah, we talk about that for sure. And just the kind of notoriety that brings you, but that's not for everybody, you know? But if you want to be great in your sport and really use volleyball for a long-term career, this is one of the best places you can go to.
What's the over-under on number of selfies for Lainey Choboy to get to a grocery store in Lincoln?
Over-under? I would say 5.
5 to get through?
Yeah.
I'll take the over. All right. Now, Lainey, Olivia, is this the question that'll just keep being asked all year?
Probably. You know, they're both just so talented, so important for our success. And, you know, we're really lucky to have 2 great liberos.
Carrie Leinbach, DS,
oh,
probably?
She's doing great, too. Wow. I mean, so good. Her serve is great and just had an awesome spring and has carried that on over to the fall.
Who says you need to be tall to be a great volleyball player?
I know, right? I had my doubts because she is small, but she does not let her affect her. No.
So she can still cover plenty of territory?
Yes, she can.
Is she a great passer?
She's very good. I am very critical on passers. Great to me is like...
Okay, she's a good passer.
We'll say very good.
Is anyone who's ever played the sport categorized as a great passer in your mind?
I would say Justine.
Justine was a great passer.
And Kelsey Robinson.
You coached Justine. You coached Kelsey.
Yep.
Great passers. We don't have any.
Kenzie Maloney.
Kenzie Maloney. Is she in the conversation for greatest
We
libero
had
of all time?
a player at Louisville, Molly Sauer. Just this
great passer.
Great passer.
What makes a great passer?
It's the touch, you know, and just the way they move to the ball. It's hard to teach, just natural touch. Jordan was probably great. I mean, but I had played with her. There were some games maybe she wasn't a great passer.
You're like, Jordan, I'm right here. Hello, can we get the...
I was like telling somebody the other day when I was libero and Jordan was out there, I'd be like, when she was in rotations, she didn't have to hit. I was like, I'm just going to scoot on over here and let you take all that court. Yeah.
Right, so you set for her as a passer, but then you also were right. You're a senior year. You were back row with her.
Yeah.
Were you trying to take over, or when Jordan was ready?
Let her handle it.
So you were covering like 1/8 of the court as a libero when she was out there?
A little bit more than that, but...
All right. Who are your vocal leaders out there? When times are tough, who's going to take over and get in people's faces?
You know, we've talked a lot this offseason, and speaking of Jordan, she's been helping us with some leadership and some mental, game, and that's been going great. But the senior class I think they've amped it up, and all 4 have been so good and vocal and just learned a lot. I can just sense a different type of leadership from them that maybe each of them more to their personality styles, but it's going great just how they're communicating with the team.
For a while, Nebraska volleyball was called Setter U. I'm not sure why that's, for the most part,
because everybody's an All-American who comes here to be a setter.
But you don't hear the that term as often anymore about Nebraska. You should. I think we're also libero U. But is, as we speak, before her final year, Bergen Riley in the conversation for the greatest Husker setter ever?
Yeah, probably. I mean, how many other ones have been 4-time All-Americans? If she has a great year, she's destined to be the first, right?
And I think as a setter, yes. Good point.
Kelly was 3. Kelly Hunter was 3-time.
She was awfully good. And also, she's a 3-time first-team All-Conference. She's a 3-time setter of the year in the conference.
Yeah.
No, she was setter. Yeah, that's right. She's a 3-time setter of the year in the conference. And she's the player of the year in the conference. Yeah, it's quite something. We all know the one thing that she desperately wants more than all of that. But if she gets that, we're going to be having some fun conversations in December. Is there anyone else, we haven't talked about Jaden Robinson, that you're seeing could really contribute this year? Because everyone's...
honestly, everybody can. So Jaden she might be our best pin blocker. Well, I wouldn't even say might. She is our best pin blocker.
Jaden Robinson, your best pin blocker.
Yeah, just really talented in that skill. Gabby DeVita in our top echelon of passers, so there could be some roles for them that might not be starters, but that we need them to come in and be great at what they're great at.
Gabby could be a DS and attack.
Yeah, she could.
Is she a better back row attacker than a front row attacker?
No.
Okay. But she's electric.
She could definitely hit out of the back row.
Yeah. And you've got some nice opportunity. Could she be like that catalyst that comes in and just changes things a little bit?
I think so. She has a nice spark, and Jaden too. Just if let's take last year for example, Kendall Stowers just going off, no matter who was in front of her, Bergen or Virginia. It's like, okay, let's just put Jaden in here and try to slow this girl down. And I think Jaden could do it. She's just that talented of a blocker.
Campbell Flynn, she's healthy.
Yes, Pinky is still a little crooked, but it's healthy.
Was she a little nervous in the red-white?
Yeah, I think she was a little nervous, but Campbell, you saw it. Her defense, blocking, so much improved.
And if you're not going to play your best match, make it the red-white.
Exactly. But she's doing great, and it's really nice when you have a setter. The best thing they do is set the ball. That's
the best thing.
That's a plus.
All right. You got a lot of action. You got 4 matches potentially this week. Is that okay for...
Well, the first one's really not 4. It's like 1.5.
2 matches on Thursday.
Well, 2 out of 3 to 21.
Yeah, but you're going to be there for the second match if you win the first, right?
Yeah, but that still would only add up to like a 5-game match.
I just want the Huskers to show up for the second.
It's just a long break between... It's like having an hour-long break between games 2 and 3.
Gotcha. Are game days kind of a day off for the Huskers? I mean, comparative practice.
Kind of.
They're easier, right?
Well, just when you consider school, all that.
Coach, great to see you.
Good to see you.
That's the Nebraska Volleyball Show. That's Danny Busboom Kelly. My name's John Baylor. We'll see you next week, Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And we got some games this week. You know when they're happening. Talk to you under the lights Thursday night. Good night, Nebraska.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Nebraska. We're connected by more than fiber. We're connected by traditions, by hometown pride, by the sea of red on game day, by generations of fans who know what it means to cheer together. Allo is proud to be the connection behind those moments, bringing families together, keeping communities close, and helping Nebraskans stay connected to what truly matters. Allo Fiber, connecting what matters. Proud partner of Husker Athletics. Learn more at allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
When it comes to your business running efficiently day to day, you rely on technology and a network that is secure, fast, and has measures in place to help prevent downtime. At Hamilton Business Technologies, we know firsthand that reliability is business. We work with businesses across the state to implement managed IT solutions that keep your business running securely. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Reliability is business. Hamilton is business. Connect with us today today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Groundworks, the official foundation company of the Huskers. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Right now at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, get 0% APR for up to 84 months on all new 2026 Grand Cherokee and Grand Cherokee L models during the Make This the Summer event. Or enjoy 10% off MSRP on all in-stock 2026 Ram 2500s and Ram 3500s. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Blair and Bellevue. With approved credit, tax title license extra when financed with Stellantis Financial Services. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires September 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.